Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. A beautiful Thursday morning here in Acadiana on this November the 14th. Lots of sunshine and some very cool temperatures. And it looks like we're going to stay pretty pleasant as we head into the weekend. As far as the sky cam, we are looking at clear skies right now as the sun comes up. These temperatures have dropped back into the 50s and 60s, a nice change from yesterday. We're here in Lafayette and many other areas of the central part of Acadiana. We're dealing with the flooding. We're going to have a number of days to be able to dry out. And as far as our traffic cams, other than some bright sunshine, I think you're in pretty good shape. Skies are mostly clear. And because our wind speeds are high enough, we shouldn't be experiencing any fog out there. But it will be a little chilly for some of the students, upper 50s to around 60 at the bus stop this morning, but then pleasant later this afternoon with temperatures hovering in the lower 70s. Again, right now, most of the region has dropped back into the 50s and low 60s. I think it's going to be even cooler tomorrow morning as we drop back into the 40s. But all that mess that we had yesterday over the eastern half of Acadiana and southeastern Louisiana is now pushing well to the east with the heavier rains along the Atlantic coast all the way down to the Florida Panhandle. But for us, we're looking at mostly clear skies as high pressure builds in at the surface, but also builds in the upper levels. So that is going to keep us dry over the course of the weekend. A lot of rain from the Great Lakes down through the Atlantic coast and generally clear going back into the plains, but there's another trough that's going to be digging across the west. That will affect us during the early to mid part of next week, and I think a pretty significant cold front is going to be coming in. In fact, there's the upper level pattern right now. So you see that little bit of a trough that's over the Great Lakes? Wait till you see the upper level pattern coming up for next week with a huge trough right across the midsection of the country. So that front will go ahead and move out of the way. Ridge of high pressure at the surface will kind of slide over Louisiana and then push off to the east as we head into the weekend. So with lots of sunshine and dry conditions, temperatures are going to climb into the low 70s for highs, but then manage to drop back into the 40s later tonight as that ridge of high pressure will be right overhead, and that will bring us some very light winds and clear skies, and with dry air, we should be able to drop into the 40s almost area wide. As far as our highs today, I think temperatures will reach the low 70s and then we'll probably drop back into the upper 40s later on tonight. There's that trough though a week from today. That would be a significant blast of cold air coming down, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the middle and latter part of next week, maybe Wednesday into Thursday, with afternoon highs maybe in the 50s to around 60, and we might even get some lows at night dropping down into the 30s. As far as the offshore water, still a bit rough out there this morning. Got a small craft advisory for the early part of the day. That will expire later on. Those winds out of the north at 15 to 20 and seas 2 to 3 feet. Generally clear skies over the Gulf of Mexico except for areas off toward the east. And of course, we're watching Tropical Depression number 19. That is forecast to become Tropical Storm Sara sometime later today. It's going to very slowly drift its way off to the west. It's being blocked by a ridge of high pressure to the north, so the steering currents are going to be quite slow. So it's going to edge its way closer and closer to the Central American coast. And because of the terrain there and the amount of tropical moisture that will be coming in, a significant flood threat is going to be happening in Nicaragua as well as portions of Honduras and Belize coming up over the next couple of days. Now, if it crosses the Yucatan and survives, it might emerge into the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico, which possibly could bring some inclement weather to maybe the eastern half of the Gulf coming up into next week. There are the hurricane models drifting it west and then across the Yucatan, but then that big trough that I told you about that's going to bring us the colder air should shoot it off toward the east fairly quickly. Right now, most models are keeping it as a tropical storm as the forecast track keeps it really close to land or even overland. So we're going to have to see what happens and how it interacts with Central America before we have any idea how it's going to affect the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll go through all that in detail today live at noon on Let's Talk Tropics right here on Acadiana Weather Today. But a gorgeous day today with highs around 72, 48 overnight tonight. Tomorrow's high temperature 73 with mostly sunny skies and still upper 40s to around 50 for Friday night. Saturday looking good, lots of sunshine with a high temperature running back to about 76 degrees, and it looks like we'll be a little warmer on Sunday with highs in the upper 70s. And then we'll be watching that front next week with some chances for rain returning and some colder weather later in the week. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana weather today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. And don't forget, you can hear my forecast all day on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. And please follow my social media pages, both on Facebook and X. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Friday.